Okay, so looking at this is I tied to all of this, right? Income tax refunds. So you had the one big beautiful bill. A lot of the stimulative effects of the one big beautiful bill are hitting as we speak. And you see that in some of this data. You look at income tax refunds for 2026, 14% higher than 2025. So what does that mean? There's a lot more money in people's pockets on average than there was at this time last year. So that just allows for a little bit more boost for the economy, for people to spend money. We talked about inflation. Inflation is coming back. There's no doubt about it. Whenever you have these spikes in oil, you're going to have inflationary pressures. We saw that post-COVID. Now, not all of this inflation spike was related to energy, but a decent chunk of it was, and we're going to see the same thing play out here. It's not going to be to this level, but we're going to see inflation probably come back up, and then it's going to start coming back down. But I do think that broadly speaking, we're in a just higher inflationary environment than we've probably been pre-COVID, and will likely to continue for the next decade. Largest cumulative price increases. I think this is just interesting for those coffee drinkers out there. It's painful. That's painful to go to Starbucks and pay what you're paying relative to what we saw 5 years ago. Say, ground beef for those people going out to the gym trying to get their protein in. It's like all of these things. It's just life has become so much more expensive than it was 5 years ago. And we're seeing that play out some more, right? We were just talking about the spike in oil prices. What happens when oil prices spike, jet fuel prices spike? So we've clearly seen that in this data. And how does that bleed into the costs of things that we're paying for? This is interesting data showing airline fares and looking at the jet fuel prices, but with a 3-month kind of leading indicator to it. So you'll notice that once you add that 3-month leading indicator, you notice how airline fares follow the jet fuel prices pretty closely. So what are we expecting to happen? Airline fares are going to be going up. Clearly, this summer is going to be much more expensive to travel, when you're flying around.